In medicine, what happens when a cure is just off the table? It's a really tough question, isn't it? Today, we're exploring that very challenge, and it all centers around one powerful idea: offering hope.
So, to really get our heads around this, let's walk through a hypothetical case. Picture this: a 22-year-old man is rushed to the hospital. He has severe chemical burns all over his face, his torso, his limbs, and the truly awful part is these injuries were inflicted by his own sister. The medical team, of course, does everything they possibly can, but the damage, especially to his eyes, well, it's catastrophic. The prognosis is grim. It's highly unlikely his vision will ever recover. But his family, they just refuse to accept this. They're insisting that the doctors have to do more. And that right there, that's the heart of our explainer. It brings up this profound ethical question. What does a doctor do when a cure simply isn't an option anymore? How do you offer care when you can no longer offer a fix?
So first, let's really unpack the medical reality of this devastating injury.
Okay, so when he's admitted, the patient's vision is incredibly limited. We're talking he can only count fingers from about a foot away. Doctors jump into action with emergency surgery, a really complex transplant of the eye's outer layers, plus skin grafts. But even with all these intensive efforts, his condition actually gets worse. A final ultrasound reveals the harsh truth: his retinas are almost totally detached. His vision is now down to just perceiving light. Medically speaking, there's nowhere else to go.
And this is what sets up an impossible dilemma. It's a situation where the family's hope collides head-on with medical reality. And here's that clash laid bare. On one side, you have the medical reality. The patient's vision is basically gone, the damage is irreversible, and any more treatment would be futile. But on the other side, you have the family's hope. They're demanding more tests, refusing to accept the prognosis, and just clinging to this belief that something more has to be done. To navigate a situation like this, we have to look beyond the immediate medical facts. We have to ask a bigger question about the true aim of medicine itself. Now, what's so interesting here is the perspective this forces us to take. It suggests that medicine is way more than just a technical skill. It's not just about fixing body parts like a mechanic would fix a car. No, the true purpose is something much, much deeper. Its aim, above all, is to help persons attain their goals in life. The focus is on the whole person, not just the disease or the injury.
This really gets to the original meaning of what a true profession is. It's an activity that's dedicated to helping people achieve their life goals. Now, restoring health is a huge part of that, of course, but it's not the only part. And when health can't be restored, the profession's duty doesn't just end. So, with this new framework in mind, we can actually redefine the doctor's task. It stops being just about curing, and it starts being about navigating the very nature of hope itself.
So what does this look like in practice? Well, it starts with gently, but also very clearly explaining why more procedures would be futile. But, and this is so important, that conversation can't just happen in a vacuum. It has to be paired with sincere, personal concern. The goal is to avoid any impression that you're abandoning them, to show the family that the medical team is still there for them. And from that foundation of trust, the focus can shift to addressing the family's broader needs, the ones that go beyond the immediate medical crisis.
So let's see how this philosophy actually builds into real-world practice. This is all about providing care that goes far beyond a cure.
This means reframing the whole conversation. It's about explaining that futile treatments waste precious time, effort, and resources that could be used to help in other, more meaningful ways. The goal becomes helping the family accept this difficult reality. And, given the immense family trauma here, a referral to a counselor is absolutely essential. Then the conversation can shift to the future, exploring work opportunities for the patient and focusing on the whole life still ahead of him, even with his disability. This becomes the new definition of hope.
It all comes back to this powerful idea. Real, meaningful care just cannot be limited to the technical job of fixing a body. It has to encompass the entire person and their future.
So we're left with this question. In the face of something that cannot be cured, what does it truly mean to offer hope? Well, maybe it means helping someone see a path forward, not by fixing what's broken, but by building a new life with the pieces that remained.